Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you the third and last large palette from within the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Heart gift set. So I've already shared with you the two eyeshadow palettes. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the I Heart Revolution Praline face palette. So this one is a little bit different compared to the other two that I've shared with you in that the colours are very milky and light. So you've got this milky white chocolate base along with a milky pink peach chunks and drips there. On the back you have a sticker as always along with I Heart Revolution and the name of the palette. It is cruelty free and vegan just as the other two are. And then when you have a look inside, you have a mirror there. So it is again one of those large mirrors that fill the lid. You also have one of these sheets and it also smells of chocolate, just as the other palettes do. But this one is different because you have 5 shades in here, unlike the eyeshadow palette. So you've got 5 face shades here. And now I'm going to talk you through the actual shades. So the first shade is called Temper, as in Temper Chocolate. That marble shade next to it, now it has much more of a blush pink base, but it does have a fuchsia marble running through that, or marbling, and that's the shade that it comes out as. So a little bit of a deeper pink, and it has a sheen to it as well. The middle shade is that icy pink blush shade, absolutely stunning. And this one's actually called Ripple. I'm getting carried away now. This one is called Bon Bon, your icy pink shade. And then the fourth shade is called Praline, which is much more of a golden shade, golden and bronze, and of course that's got some shimmer in it as well. The last shade is your icy white shade, for a highlight, I suppose, for lighter skin tones, and of course that has a sheen to it, and that one is called a fondant. So there are all of your shades there. Now what I'm going to do today is, you can see I've got very minimal makeup on today. I've just got the base, just got a little bit of lipstick, and I've got my brows done. So because there are these are such large pans, I thought it'd be a good idea to see if these shades work on the eye as well, just because you have got a lot of product there. And perhaps if you have very little space for traveling, you just want one palette. And yeah, I just wondered whether this would work on the eyes as well as the face. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now of course I'm going to start with the face and actually start with that shade Temper and just bronze my skin up a little bit. It's a little bit of a deep shade for me, so obviously if you have a lighter skin tone than me, you may want to obviously go in with a very, very light hand. So I'm going to start just patting that on and hopefully it will work. I mean, I do like quite a deep bronzer, but I don't want it too deep. But actually that isn't working too bad at all, so I'm just keep stippling that on. Now of course if you do overdo it, the technique that I use, you can just pick up your foundation brush and then I just go around the edge a little bit just to blend that out, and that works perfectly. Okay, it's not too bad, but it is just a little bit deep, so do be very, very careful, like I say, if you do have a lighter skin tone. And then that's another reason why really I want to also share, you know, will it work on the eyes? If you can't use that on the face, then I thought it would be a good idea to actually see if it will look nice on the eyes as well, if it is a little bit too deep or perhaps too light. So now I'm just coming down the cheek area just to bronze my face up. Again, it's a little bit too deep for me. I mean, like I say, I do like a deep bronzer or to be able to build it up, but it's just a little bit too much. So I'm going to bring it down. I'm not going to put any more on now. Just bring it down the face there. not too bad. I also like to just pat it on because I don't like to drag my skin at all. But yeah, that's worked. Okay, now I'm just going to apply it on this side. I also like to go all around the actual outside of my face as well. So it just takes a few minutes just to blend that out. I don't want to put too much on because, I mean, it blends out and I feel like I've got a hair stuck to my face here. I don't want to keep adding to it because I'll add a little bit more now. But because it is such a deep shade for me, I don't want to put too much. You just want to blend it out. It's not working too badly at all. Just have to work at it a little bit when it's not exactly the right shade for you. So yeah, not too bad. I look very bronzed indeed. Sometimes when you put on a shade that's not quite right for you, obviously if it's too light, it's too light, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's too deep, sometimes it just doesn't work, as in it doesn't blend out sometimes, but that is not too bad at all. Now what I want to do is turn to my blush brush. This is a blush brush from Wilko, and I'm just going to go into the shade Ripple now, which is the next shade along, to see if this works as a blush rather than, you know, a highlight, just because also it's just too deep for a highlight for my skin, but that is working beautifully as a blush. Now again, if you put too much blush on, you want it a little bit more blended, again just stipple the foundation brush around the edges just to blend that in, and that is a technique that works very, very well for me. Just going to put a little bit more on this side. Well, that has worked very, very well. So far, so good. Now, of course, I want to add a little bit of highlight, and I'm going to be using my flex brush, and I'm going to be using the larger brush, and I'm now going to go into a Bonbon, which is that beautiful icy shade right in the middle. That is gorgeous. Stunning. So that is exactly how I would use those products. So of course now we've got bronzer on, we've got a little bit of blush on, and of course we have that beautiful highlight on. Absolutely stunning. Now what I want to do is see how these work on the eyes to complete my look. Now I've already applied my base, as I always do, the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Central. I've already been out and about. Again, it's been not very nice weather here in Norfolk, a little bit rainy, drizzly, not very nice. I also wanted to just mention, nothing to do with makeup, but I now have what I'm calling a pooch chair for my beautiful puppy, and I took him out for the very first time. He's not able to still walk on the actual pavement or the grass, just because he had his second lot of injections last Saturday, and so I took him out in his what I'm calling a pooch chair rather than a push chair. It's a specially designed pet like stroller for a puppy or small dog. If you would like to know more about that for tomorrow's video, please let me know down below. And it just makes it easier for me to get out and about now. I can actually go out and take him with me, which is good. Okay, I thought I'd just mention that for tomorrow's video. So if you would like to know more about that and have a look at it and see him in it, then let me know down below. I'm using my eye contour brush from Primark. I'm now going into the shade Temper, as in when you temper chocolate, and I'm just going to use that shade to put in the crease. Like that, and above we want that to go up quite high. Again, a little bit more. It is a very, very nice colour for the eye. Like that. I really, really love that. It's a beautiful brown. Now onto the other eye. Just going to take that up a little bit. I keep having little wafts of the chocolate scent. Smells beautiful. Okay, a little bit more. It works very, very nicely, but it tends to blend away a little bit. Okay, beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is to pop that underneath. And then join that up to the outer part there. Again on the other eye. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just sticking with that shade Temper. I'm just going to apply it on the outer third of the eye, and then I'm going to stipple a little bit of it in the actual crease and not blend it out. So we've got the depth from that shade there. And again on this eye. What we don't want to do is blend it out. We want the depth of colour there. So like that. Beautiful. Okay, lovely neutral look so far. Now I think I'm going to go in with the deep gold bronze shade here, and that is called Praline, depending on how you say it, obviously. I'm going in with that shade because obviously I've used Bonbon, I've used Ripple, and I'll probably use fondant on the inner corner. So I'm now going to go into Praline, however you say it, and just pop that on the lid. Oh, that is gorgeous. It also means that, you know, you're using these products, aren't you? And I also like the fact that your face product will match your eyes, so it's all going to be very matchy if you, like me, like products to match, as well as I mean, I've spoken recently that I like things that don't match it as well. It just depends on obviously what mood I'm in that particular day. That is beautiful. That has really blended onto the lid so nicely. Gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to swap brushes, and I'm going in with a pencil brush, which is my Pierce Pro shading eye brush, and I'm now going into that shade Fondant there, so that really light icy shade. So get a little bit of that on the brush. No, I've got way too much of that on the brush. As always, just blend it into the lid shade a little bit and then bring it around the eye. That is a little bit too much inner corner highlight, but I'm just going to take that down a little bit. We want some light, but we don't want to necessarily be seen from out of space. Okay. So again, the same thing on the other side. Oh, that is stunning, that shade. It's not a shade that I would wear on the, wow, look at that. On the cheek, just because I don't particularly like those icy shades. I'm just using my concealer brush just to take that down a notch. Okay, I'm just going under the eye again. Okay, so that is the eye look without any eyeliner or mascara. So as always, I'm going to be using the Revolution HD Smoky Waterproof Eyeliner. Whoops, mine is falling to bits, but I'm still using it. Okay, so that's the liner applied. Now for the mascara, and of course it has to be the Mascara Revolution. Love it. Instant false lash effect with that mascara. I absolutely love it. I don't have to take any more of the product off. It just applies beautifully. Oh, just love it so much. I would go as far as to say that it's the best mascara I have ever used. I am obsessed with that. As with a lot of Revolution products. Okay, so that is my whole look complete. So I have created an eye look, and of course I have also applied my face products using just the one palette, and this is the Praline face palette from the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Heart collection, and I've just used the 5 shades. So I applied this as my bronzer contour, this as my blush, this is my highlight. I then went back into this shade as the base for my eye look. I've then applied this on the lid. I've deepened it up a little bit with this as well, so if you just blend it out like I did, it then looks like it's a lighter shade, and then obviously if you stamp the product on, it just deepens in deepens out the crease area, so with that one shade Temper, and then of course I've gone in with that shade there as the inner corner highlight. How could we forget? I mean, I've had to tone it down because it is such a beautiful shade. Absolutely love it. So that is me testing out this palette. Could it work on the face and the eyes? I think that is a resounding yes. I will just leave you with the swatches. So there are your 5 swatches. I know from my first video with the Red Velvet eyeshadow palette and yesterday's palette with the Peanut Buttercup eyeshadow palette that a lot of you have picked this up. I'm not surprised because it was half price in our recent sales, so I'm not surprised that you've picked this up. But of course I wanted to share the products with you. Now of course we only have one product left, and it's this. What can I do with that? I wonder. We will see tomorrow what I come up with for that product. And I would love to hear your thoughts about the eye look, the face, the palette as a whole. What I know a lot of you wanted to see that one as well. I've had a lot of requests for that. So what are you thinking about that? I'll link the 2 eyeshadow palettes down below that I've already shared with you, and a little bit of an overview of the collection as a whole. So tomorrow's video will feature the chocolate heart. Actually, that will be Friday's, just because of course I'm going to be featuring my beautiful puppy Theo tomorrow. Please do let me know your thoughts, obviously, on the pooch chair. And of course, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.